Good morning, traders. Welcome to our trading room. It's the Asian session. We're trading here now. And this video will be also for YouTube in the weekly outlook. The last time I was in YouTube, my voice was gone. So my apologies to all my YouTube viewers for that. We couldn't continue the 1 week free that we started, but I'm going to continue it here. So there are 3 days free trading live with me. That is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These are the videos. These are not the videos. These are the links. So you go and you click notify me and the links, and then it will notify you at the time of the video. The videos will be at London, 7:45 a.m. London time, London Open we'll be trading. And we'll be trading the New York Open, 7:45 a.m. New York time. Now, these are only links. These are not video. And you may say, well, why are you telling us that? Because one very, very smart aspiring trader wrote the last time, why are you spamming YouTube with so many videos? And I'm like, dude, those are not videos. Those are just schedules. But to that guy who I think shouldn't be a trader because his analytical skills and his common sense is a little below average for a trader, these are links. And suddenly one person already clicked a dislike to the link. I have no idea why he put a thumbs down on it. You can put a thumbs up if you want, but why would you put a thumbs down on a link that is black? I have no idea. Those are traders, right? Those are really good traders. Anyway, the fun part is over. Join us live, share these links, send it to anybody who wants to click notify and remind them to join us, and you will get to see how we trade. So what's the purpose of this free trading? First, you get to see the method we use, you get to see how we implement it, you get to see how we make trades, and you get to see the results of it. And then you can decide if this method is something you would like to learn. If you would like to learn this method, then you can join us live. Every single day, we do this at least three, sometimes 5, 6 times a day. So minimum is 3. That is this session that we're doing here now, the Asian session. We have a London session and a New York session. Those are the minimum that we do every day. The traders were here before I came in, so I joined them, and they would be here when I leave, and then they will be here during the London session, between the London and the New York session. They'll be here trading, and they'll be here after I leave the New York session. They'll be here trading. So literally it works 24 hours. But that doesn't mean, the entire 24 hours people are in there. There are breaks in between. So if you would like to learn this and you would like to join the group, next week, Monday, we're starting a live training course. This happens once or twice a year. For this year, this is the first time. It's a live training course. We will train you how to do the analysis we do, how to use the strategies we use, how to create your own strategies, how to understand patterns, how to trade them, how to manage your trades, and how to strive towards success. We can't promise you're going to be successful. Nobody should ever promise you that because no one knows that. So I'm not going to give you false promise, but I'm going to tell you that if you follow this method and you're good at implementing it and you're serious about trading and you put in the working, the hard working, your results will be great because we have traders whose results are great. So from experience, I can tell you that's possible. And if you want to know how wave analysis works, go on the internet, go on YouTube, search wave analysis, and you're going to see how much gurus with wave analysis pops up. Well, all those gurus learn it from me. So you can tell, if they tell you they're very successful, it means the method I'm teaching people are working. That's all you need to know. If any one of those gurus tell you they're really successful using wave analysis, you should know that they learned it from me because the way we use this wave analysis method is new. It's different from Elliott Wave and it's new, and you'll find a lot of people are using it. Now, what I'm going to do in this course that we're going to do is going to be totally different from all the courses I did before. So none of those gurus also have this course that we're doing. They'll have to join again to get it. And I think some of them will join. Some of them are still in my group, so they may be able to get it. But if you want to learn it, you need to join us. For more details on how you can join us, in the link below, in the description, there's a link to Skype. If you don't have Skype, click on the link. It will download Skype for you. Send me a message and I'll give you all the details. If you want to know what my Skype is, you're too lazy to download the link or to check in the description, I'll type it here for you. Let me see if I can, Type the yellow showing good. Yes, it's MANGAL 457. So if you have Skype, you can just go search Mangal 457, send me a message and I'll send you the details. It's starting next Monday. Once you get into the group, you will have access to a lot of other stuff besides the learning. Once you complete the course, you have complimentary lifetime access to the group, which means you'll be here with us for the rest of your life trading as long as you decide that is what you want to do for free. The only thing you would have to pay for is the platform we use. That is Workplace platform. Every member of the group pay for his own subscription to Workplace. It's pretty cheap. It's $4 a month. You're almost guaranteed to make $4 a month if you learn to trade and you're a serious trader. I don't think $4 is a problem. Never been a problem so far. If you can't afford to pay it, we can cover you for a couple of years. So don't worry about that, right? Okay, with that introduction, let's go straight into today's webinar. That is the daily webinar we're going to do. Let me take this out, get that out of the way, and let's start. So we're going to start from dollar index. I'm going to do all the majors. I'm going to do some cryptos, and I'm going to do some of the indices, and then you'll have an idea what we do, right? Dollar index. If you've been following me for a while, you know we're tracking this consolidation, and we're still in it. And we still haven't got a pattern as yet, which means we still have one, we still have one, we still have one, we still have one. And every time you have one, it's not a pattern. You need three for a pattern. So you need something that will give you 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So we're either going to come and break this low, or we're going to go and break that top. The question is which one? None of us know. You wouldn't know that. And if you understand wave analysis, you'll understand that you wouldn't know that. Now, we have a very sharp move here, and there is a chance we might put that sharp move with this one, which meaning that this running flat that we're looking at might not be the running flat, and this here might be the running flat. And if this is the running flat, we will come back, make one more here, break this low, and then very likely go back to that top, or keep coming and break this low. Now, I believe most likely we'll go back and break the top. There's a reason for that, but we're not going to go into that right now. This is not a trading course. This is just giving you my views. If it stays at the top here, in this consolidation, then we will go now and break that up, which means we will not change the pattern that we have right now. Come to the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, what we would look for here internally is how deep this correction is going to be and whether we have sell setups. If we get sell setups, we will take them. So right now, there is a sell setup forming here. Now, the problem with this sell setup is you only have one sharp move here. It doesn't mean you can't take the trade. It means you have to understand if you take that trade, what's the limit to it? How it can probably behave. So would it drop to the bottom? I can tell you that is very unlikely. Not impossible, but very unlikely. The most likely scenario that I see happening is we come here and then we go back up there, make a flat here, and then go down there. Right? Now, depends on how deep this impulse comes down. We'll decide whether this is a flat for downside or this is a flat for upside. See? Now, since we have both of those possibilities open to us, we don't have a trade, at least not as yet. If you want to sell this little flag here, and it's not impossible to do, it's maybe useless to do it, but you can still get out for break even if you're good at it, right? So this could still come back here, break this low, give you enough for break even before it goes back up and do this, or it continues to go down for a while more before you get this. So yep, you may want to take that sell. You just have to understand how to manage it. And if you're going to get 3 break even trades on the downside, that's okay. It's going to make the spike and then it's going to drop. If it just break the low and start to go back up and you get rid of the trade for a small loss, you might not take the buy if you don't get a buy setup, but you'll get another sell setup that is going to give you a pretty good trade. So right now, the options are open as to what you want to do. There's a sell setup here, but it's not the best. I'll just explain that. Silver, same thing. We're kind of correcting downwards. We're going down. Silver is dropping very strong in this correction here. That is a correction for now because we're still in an uptrend. So the question is this the end of the correction and do we go back up? That's the first question. The second question, well, who says it can't drop more from there and maybe even make more, drop more, and then start a trend to the downside once we break out of the bigger trend to the upside? Then we'll confirm that we're trending to the downside after you got a consolidation here, right? So the options is one, it could drop here. Second one, it could continue to do this higher and then drop, or we're going up. Those are the 3 things. Let's see what trade we have now. First, we're getting a flag at the top there. That's a good sell setup because we're expecting this to do one more of this at least. So you can do one more of that, or you can come down here slowly and then continue to go back up. Now, how high this is going to go, that's a guesswork. Just trade when you get this set up. Can this one go higher? Not a good buy, because you still have this sharp one here. So that means when you go into 15 and you look at what you would like to see, this was a good buy, right? What you like to see here is what this is doing. So it's kind of not dropping, which means it's probably going to do this. And the lower it comes, the better the chance that you're going to buy it. So I would say let's let it come down somewhere. Let's see if we get a deep pullback, and then we'll go for a buy. If we get a big flat here also, it's a good buy. Because at least you're going to get one more impulse up, and then you're going to get this somewhere in the future. Do I want to put this as a possible expanding flat? That might be a question. Yeah, we could possibly look at it as expanding flat. In that case, you're still looking for a buy here for now, right? Because this is not dropping. There might be a very short-term sell setup. If this pulls back here and you see this as a little flag, you might want to consider a short-term sell setup. Very short-term, because right now it still looks upside. So we'll take all of these out. But those were last week trades. So every time you see one of that, it means we're at some stage of the trade, we're looking at it. If you don't see anything in it, it means there's no trade setup that is happening right now. So let's go. Gold. Okay, gold went up, pulled back really fast. We've got ourselves a nice big expanding flat there. I think we'll be looking for a sell in the gold. You can, this one is relative, it's kind of sharp, but it's okay. They can drop without making anything. So we should look for sell setups in gold, and we can literally take it from the top here. If we get a sell setup at the top there, we can take it from there to go down. We might get one more of this, not necessary. Remember that is internal small flag, so this could still drop. I don't see any buy setup happening in gold for now, which means you're going to drop lower. So keep your eyes out for a sell setup in gold. I'll put this for my traders. Look for a sell setup. Euro. We're correcting this move here. We broke out of the up move. So we're likely going to still go sideways. We're still in the sideways. We need to see where this consolidates. If it consolidates here, we're selling. If they decide to work their way back to the top, then we're going to expect another move and then up. That's a big flat, right? So in terms of trading, do we have any trade setup right now that we can go with? You might be getting a running flat possibility developing here with this piece. Probably going there and pulling back like this. If we get that, we get a running flat, and then we can look for the trade. If you want to buy this, it's also okay for an extended running flat. So it's a short-term buy, because remember that is a correction against this move. Now, can it get to the top? I just said that's possible. I don't think we're making a big flat here, but that's possible. So if you're going to take this trade, take it with caution, because you're inside of a consolidation. Pong. Okay, the Pong dropped. It didn't break the low, so we're going to take off that one. And we're in this consolidation, which is a better sell setup. And this looks like a better sell setup from where it is right now. I think this might get a little more. You're going to come back here, probably go back there. We'll get this flat, and then we're going to drop. So wait for that flat. If you want to sell it from the top every time, good idea. As long as it stays in that range, as long as it stays in this range, on this down move, we'll sell. We're making a bigger flat here, so you know the sell is limited. You want to get it from the top because it's limited once it breaks this low. Right? Once it breaks the low, it could just come here and then start going back up. Right? I don't think that this is the one that is going to take off, but we might repeat this here. Come back down and then go. We're just making a big flat at the top there. So Pong, big picture upside, short term, you might get a sell setup. Aussie, same here. Short term, you might get a sell setup here. You might want to bring this up. Don't try to sell it to the bottom. You might want to bring this up a little higher and try to get it from there. But this one is very short, right? We broke out of the structure, and the idea is whether we're going to go back in it. If we come back in this, we'll come to break the low again. If we break the low again, we'll relook at all the structures and see all the patterns we have here, and see which one we're going to put to make either a bigger expanding flat that we drop, or this makes a bigger flat here. I think the bigger expanding flat here would be the best option. We'll come back to that. So this is right now, there's a sell setup. Now we're pulling back against this move here. So the depth, not necessarily is going to go very deep, and there are enough reasons to believe that it might just break this low and start to go back up for a bigger upside. And we can go back for a bigger upside once we break the low. So if you're going to take this sell, again, I'm going to take off this trend line so it doesn't confuse you in the lower time frame. But what you're going to look for is if you take this sell, it might just break this low and start to go back up. So just make sure if you get it from there and break the low, you can get break even out of it. Just watch it very carefully, manage it for break even. But it's a sell setup right now, so we'll put it as a sell. New Zealand. I think this might be showing us, giving us a clue as to what to expect. You'll probably see this do this and then go back there. Okay. From that point, either we're going to go out or we're going to come back down. I think most likely we'll come back down. I don't see, this can be the correction. So we're likely going to be here for a while. All right. So if you get a buy setup, go for it. It's making a flag. There is no sell setup here. Even if it is coming down sharp, there is no sell setup. So you can only wait for a possible buy setup at this point. So wait for a buy, wait for a flag for the buy. Which means Aussie might not go pretty deep. It might just break the low. Yen. Take off the buy. And right now we don't have either. We don't have a buy or we don't have a sell. What we do have is a possibility for a bigger correction because they made one move down and we're consolidating here. And if we do that, then the likelihood is we might stay here for a while and go back up. What will give us a sign that we're starting to drop is if this actually goes deeper. On the 50, there's no trade setup. We might consider the trade if this comes lower and go back there. If we get a flat here, we'll get one more down. And if that one goes really sharp, and that will change into a bigger downside. If it just comes here, it's still possible upside, but this will give us break even and even profit. So I say we just allow this to go back up and then look for the sell setup. Wait for the flag for the sell. Swiss. I think this one is pretty clear. We just needed to finish what it's doing. Just need this to do this to go back up there, give us a flat, and then we go for the sell. So this should be easy. This one is about the sharpest. Well, no, this one is the sharpest, but this one is not as corrective as this. So we might be here for a while. I'm not sure this is the one that actually goes away, but we'll still sell it to come back to the bottom. But we want this sell from the top of the correction. So you want this to come here and go back up. You want this to go back up there. And then we try to get a sell from here going down. I like this one. Right? If we can get that, that would be perfect because this might still go back up. It's a flat, so we're probably going to go one more down. I don't think we're taking off anywhere. So look for a sell setup. CAD. Okay, that came down pretty deep, which means we have one more downside before we go up. It's probably going to break the low. And then we'll see if we start the upside. The bigger picture, the upside is coming. Right? This upside is coming. I don't know how deep this will go before that happens. Or whether we will eventually look at this as a big flat for downside. It's rare that you got a big flat like that for downside when they come back to the top here, but it happens. It's rare, but it happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell this and see how far that takes us. Do we have a sell setup? Right now? Not really. And I wouldn't go with that as a running flat. Although it's very tempting to put this as a running flat, right? It would be very tempting to look at that as a running flat. I don't think we'll do that. This one is pretty sharp. These are the corrective ones. But what we can do is look for a possible channel forming. So you drop, you get a correction. This might even go back up again, make a correction, drop again, make another correction, drop, and then eventually we'll see if we get a channel ending diagonal or some structure to that effect. So if you're going to sell this here, wait for a pullback, wait for a flag, then go for the sell. So we'd want to see this actually make something like this, and then that would give you a sell to come back and break this low. If it falls through the bottom, good for you. If it doesn't, then you're still within the channel. Right, so as of now, it looks like it's starting the channel. Euros. Okay, I'm just going to do this one, and then we will move on. So Euros is consolidating the top. We're in this flat. Looks like we're breaking out to go to the top. Look for buy setups. I think we're getting a flag there, a flat for a buy setup. You have a perfect 1 hour flat here for a buy setup. It's actually an active trade. Put an entry above the top and go for it. You have a perfect running flat for the buy. So this should be an active buy. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of this because it will be too long. We're not trying to go into that much time. Let's see. I'm going to do some of the indices. I'll look at oil for you guys. I'll look at some more. So normally we would do all of that, but right now we'll just stick to a couple. So this one is dropping and there's a good chance we're going to break the low. So far, it's not breaking the low. So if they keep coming this slow and because of this, and there's a good chance we might not break through. We might still stay here and go back up. So we'll be in a bigger consolidation here. So if we get a sell setup, we'll take it. Can this go back up from here without breaking the low? Contracting flat, possible. If we get a flag at the top, they would consider possibility for contracting flat. But I think most likely we're going to drop break the low. So if you get a sell setup, go for it. Expect that the possibility is they might still go back up. And all of this will become one bigger correction eventually. We'll relook at it at that point. So right now, short-term sell setup. Let me take all of these out. Take these out too. S&P 500. Okay, what are we having there? Take this off. It's consolidating for a sell. I think we could, this drop broke the low, drop broke the low. So if they consolidate there, this would start to look like a sell setup. Look for the sell always from the top to come down to break the low again. Because if they're channeling, you want to get out of the trade early. So try to get a sell from the top to come back to the low and see whether it's making a channel. I don't think we're channeling. I think we're going down. This looks more like a correction for downside. So look for the sell. Wait for any flag for the sell. NASDAQ. Okay, so if they don't break out, they're consolidating for downside. So we can put it like this for now and assume that they're making consolidation here. Flat in the middle, come back here, go there, and then drop. So we're making a downwards consolidation with a big possible flat in the middle there. You can take the short-term trades. You just have to get in and get out really fast. US 30, same thing. That was the sell, take it off. You still can look for a sell setup from the top coming down. This is starting to look like some big running flat or channel as well. It'll be a channel as well. We'll have to wait for more lows, then we'll put the channel. So for now, we can go with running flat possibility. Can all of these go back up? Yeah, but right now they're downside. Right now, the setup for we have is downside. We don't have any buy setup on them as yet. And let's look at DAX. Look for the buy setup. This one could possibly give you a buy setup here. Actually, you might have a buy setup already forming at the top there. So I'll say let's go with this, put an entry here for the buy. If it comes lower, take it off. That will be an entry for buy. If this comes much lower, take it off. Right now, that's a small running flat at the top there for upside, possibility upside. That's it. Bitcoin. Consolidating at the top, so it's still buy setup. We're still consolidating at the top here. Sorry, wrong one. We're still consolidating at the top here, so that's a possibility for more upside. Could go a lot more. They could stay here a while more, but then the possibility is you're trying to buy it. Ethereum. This was a nice buy if you took it. And like I said, if it breaks out, you can stay with it. If it doesn't break out, you can close it. Or you can stay with it, and you're getting another buy setup there. Pretty easy. So if you took the first one, which was in here on the 1 hour, and you kept it, you're doing well. All you have to do is put the break even. If you take this one and you want to put it to break even, you're doing well. That is, they can come and break this up. Right, in a bigger structure like this, we can go and break that up. And if we break that up and we take off, we might get this in the future, we might not get it. We might just consider this all the correction. And these are smaller corrections and a possible up move that is started. Right? Now, how far would this take you? Well, you can go pretty far. I think we go pretty high. We're still not clear what this correction will eventually be. I don't think this is the one that would break the tops, because it's not, we don't have a complete flat here to go break the top. There's a good chance, and I don't think this is an expanding flat. Well, You can make an argument for that, but I don't think so. So most likely this is becoming the core correction, but it can come pretty high before you start to get more drops. Because this one is looking more flat than, the 1, 2, 3. The flatness is in this one, but take the trade to the upside. Let's see how far it goes. And XRP. Yep, this one didn't show buy setup, and it still is not showing any buy setup. On the 4-hour, you're still looking downside. And notice I have this arrow for downside, it's still looking downside. So this is not following what Bitcoin and Ethereum is doing. This one is going to drop. Now, when it drops, there's a good chance we might break this low. We're definitely going to break this low when this drops. From that point, you can look at this as a possible flat for one more up. Or from that point, we come in, we break this low and then start going up. There are like a number of possibilities how this pattern could develop more complex, but we're not going to go into all of that right now because it will take too much time for me to explain every single possibility right there. Let's go. ADA. We broke the low, look for buy setups. Still look for buy setups. It's actually consolidating at the top here now. So we're going to take this as a separate flat of its own. Right? Take this off. It's not making the flat we thought it's making. It's making a separate flat of its own. So we're going to continue. It's not pulling back this one. It's just going sideways and then upside. Look for buy setups. I don't think this was all. I think they're still in that sideways. So we're looking for buy setups. We might get this later on. We might not get it. If we think it's an expanding flat with this, then it will continue to go. Just look for buy setups. That's it. Keep it simple. All right, we'll look at all the patterns as we go along. And LTC. This one is pulling back. This one not necessarily a buy setup. And we didn't break the lows yet. I think one more of them we break the low. I can't remember which one. So we'll do it in the trading room and people join us live. On Wednesday, if you join us live, you're going to see. So this is still in the correction. And yeah, it could go up. It could not go up. It's still kind of going sideways. I'm not sure what this piece is doing, but it's starting to look like a possible running flat forming somewhere here. Yeah, we can spend more time on it, but it's useless. It's still in the correction, so best thing, stay away from it. So, okay, guys, thank you for your support. And once again, to all the YouTube viewers, if you're one of the thousands of people who watch my video, please share it to another person. At least they'll be able to make a decision whether this method is helping them. So I'm looking forward to see all of you there on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 sessions a day. And I hope you can share it so we can have more people in the room. Trade with care. See you on Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.